wrap it up here. So yeah, again, thanks everyone for sticking with us here. I think we're just kind of wrap up a little bit. I don't know if we'll do a couple closing comments here. Let our panel members go off there. We won't take too much time here. I know people probably have to get going, so we'll keep it quick. But I think we just go over a few topics that I think we kind of saw today. I think obviously 5G is going to be a big part of IoT. Obviously IoT is out there today, but 5G is going to probably revolutionize what IoT becomes, and a lot happening in terms of 5G with standards still and spectrum support and business models. I think we had a lot of good speakers talk about all those different challenges that we have still coming up on that. So I think I'm probably always against getting too excited about new technologies, but obviously I think we need to start talking about them probably at this point. So when these things are ready to go, standards-wise, that the industry is not surprised by that. So I don't know, Brenda, if you had any sort of commentary as well on that.
On that. The other thing that everybody kept talking about is, it isn't just the price, because, we've been talking about the capability of IoT. What was so important is that we drive down the price in order to maybe make it so that we have the 60 billion or 50 billion or whatever that number is. It just seems to get bigger and bigger. It's substantially, though, around the new capabilities that everybody talked about in the last couple of panels. And I think that's what everybody is excited about. Yeah. And that is going to continue increasing as not only the applications and the way we learn to apply the artificial intelligence and analytics with it, too. So that was one of the major points I enjoyed out of the very first panel today.
Yeah, and I think for myself, I think I'm still a little bit hesitant because, again, I think I can be a little cynical on these things. I think we're still probably a few years away before we start to see some real implementations. And I always wonder if something will pop up between now and then that might change the whole dynamic of what we're looking at. I mean, there could be another, everybody likes to use the iPhone as an example. When that came out of nowhere to an extent, changed the whole industry. So I always wonder if something might pop up like that that could change it all. But again, maybe not. Maybe we're just on a nice smooth path and it'll all kind of work out. And unlike past evolutions, this will be a nice smooth transition. So we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, that's something I always try to hold that in a little bit. But I think from listening to the panel members, I think we have at least a good path, I think, towards the 5G future at this point. So
right, yeah. Absolutely. The other thing I think that was interesting that was brought up is, we're going to wait and see if there's any surprises, but it's substantially going to be driven by really the thirst of the consumers and the enterprise. And that's where the surprises will go. Yeah, the business model will be a big part of this, where consumers go, where enterprises go, and where the operators target their services. So I think that'll be a big challenge as well. Again, I think we're still early in the process, but I think it'll be interesting to see how that plays out too. So. And again, I think, again, all the panels, again, the spectrum issues, policy issues that are still part of this. A lot of challenges still ahead. I know for TIA, I know you guys have a lot of work still to do in the process, so I know for you guys it'll be a lot of work ahead, but I think it's kind of interesting to watch how it's all going to play out that way. So, any other comments? No,
I think we're good there.
Thanks
Great.
A lot,
well, like I said, thanks everybody for joining us on this session here, and hopefully you learned something, and join us again next year as well. So, Brenda, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right.